Alright, let's go for the carbine here now. Look at this guy. Now again, this is a very similar build to how I run my SMGs. The carbine in particular, its power lies in its incredible rate of fire. So I have mine maxed out to 1028 RPMs. But I found that when doing that, we're putting a lot of lead downrange, and the repair cost of the ammo can get kind of pricey. But here, we're going to look at what you're going to gain from the United Jackal ammo here. You're going to gain, 4 to 5 damage a bullet. That's a notable increase, so it's up to you if you want to run the extra ammo or not. That could be the difference between, 4 to 5 bullets killing. I run the regular stock ammunition. It's much cheaper. And I find that the rate of fire is so fast that it doesn't really matter if it's 4 or 5 bullets. They come out so fast, they just die anyway, It's like, eh. So again, I don't really recommend using field adjusted sights. The scope, that's all on you. I actually have a separate video if you want to see the carbine scoped. It is pretty pricey to repair a scope when you're putting as much ammo down range as you would if you're trying to use this fully auto. If you're trying to semi-auto this with a scope, you'll be fine on the repairs, but if you're fully autoing with the scope, you're gonna hate life when it comes to those repairs on that scope. The trigger, there's only one choice, and I do use it, the field trigger job. The internal, there's only 2 choices. The heavy spring is more to level it out and give you a little bit more precision, but you'll lose rate of fire. As I said, I like the power of the rate of fire, so I go light and spring, and that puts us well above 1,000 with the trigger. Again, the barrel, it's such a minor gain that unless you're really trying to mod this thing for sniping and go semi-auto with it, I would not use the barrel. It just doesn't justify the cost of the mod. Alright, the 1903, we're getting into bolt actions now. Now keep in mind that what I'm going to say right here, this is also going to carry over to the Mosin Nagant and the Kar 98, as they all 3 mod identically. The mods just have different names per side, but they do the same things. So when you're first starting out, you're already at above 50 damage, so the rifle is going to be a 2-hit kill rifle. Unless you have all of the mods to actually go 1-hit kill like you're trying to do, I would not use custom ammo. I would stick with the regular ammo for now, but if you really want, the obvious choice is the match ammo here. This clay, the birdie clay right here, this is what you're going to be using for your 1-hit build later. But until you get there, the sniper ammo is the way to go because you will gain more damage and range. As you see, these range meters are much longer, so you're actually doing, you're still holding above 50 damage all the way past about 600 meters, whereas before you'd fall off 50 damage at about 300 meters. So you see, this ammunition is for very long range shooting, and that can help you out. So we'll go to our sightings here. Now again, this is really up to you when you're running your 1-hit build. If you want to run iron sights and tighten it up a little bit for more accuracy, you can go with the match sights or the field sights. They're really not required for the 1-hit build at all. You can do the 1-hit build with just ammo, the barrel, and the internal. And again, here's your posts now. Now the repair cost is actually not horrible on bolt actions and semi-automatics because you're not putting that much lead down range. It's much worse on the automatic rifles, but again, that's up to you. Field trigger job. Again, you don't need a trigger to achieve the 1-hit kill status because all triggers do is affect the rate of fire. Now I don't really recommend the marksman trigger. Again, you lose a lot of precision and you don't want that. I'd rather just lose the stability. Stability is the recoil and where your gun is going to end up back after you're aiming, but you're using a 1-hit bolt and he has to break the animation for aiming to reload anyway. So there's going to be some jerkiness regardless. Now people say that using a trigger on these to increase the rate of fire, it'll help you get the shot over with and load the next one a bit faster. So that is something to think about. I do believe that that can be achieved with the cheapest trigger, that's the field trigger job. But again, the trigger is not required for 1-hit build. So now we get into our internals. Now again, most of these are going to be affecting rate of fire versus your precision. So I really don't see the point in building like a speed bolt action build, so you won't see me doing that. I'll be right up here on this heavy bolt, because this thing bumps your damage up a lot, and this is required for the one-hit build. You put the heavy bolt on there. And now we go to our barrel. The regular stainless steel barrel, again, I'm not feeling it. Look, nothing's happening. So the scout barrel is going to be where it's at. This is also required as part of your one-hit build, unless you're a recon. If you are a recon class building a bolt action, you will have a third barrel option available that's even stronger. It's called the Chrome Molly, I believe. I'm not sure if that name carries over to all factions, but it is called the Chrome Molly that I know of. And what it does is it'll have the ability to add 5 more damage to this, giving you an overall damage ratio of 110 one-hit build versus 105 where you would be as infantry. So recon can get a stronger build one-hit rifle. That is something to keep in mind. You might wonder, what's the difference? If it's one-hit kill, it's one-hit kill. Well, 105 damage will be negated by something as small as a heavy-set bronze badge, whereas 110 damage will still chew through that badge, and possibly a silver badge. If they're at full life, the silver badge will also save their life. It just depends on how wounded they are, but really the trade-off is you'll be able to totally negate heavy-set bronze as a recon. You'll have an overall better chance at landing the one-hit kill. The 1918 here. I really like this gun. Now, when I modded it, I actually only ran the match ammo here, and then I ran a sighting on it just to tighten it up a little bit, because the accuracy, it gets a little weird with this thing. It has a lot of jump to it. But as you can see here, the Black Hornet, you're going to gain a little tiny bit of damage for a lot of precision loss, so I really cannot recommend the Black Hornet in any scenario. I just can't. Okay? The match ammo is going to give you a longer range kind of feel. You're going to have better damage drop off. And obviously your Birdie Clay, this is always going to be your high power close quarter ammo. Now again, there's drop off here, because after I'd say about 50 meters, you're already experiencing damage drop off. So that's just something to keep in mind. I use the match because a lot of times I found myself semi-automatic firing like long range with this weapon to kill people. So the match ammo was what I built. I also did use the field adjusted sights on this just to tighten it up a little bit, because I wasn't sure how wild the shots would be, but this really is not required. Now if you're not trying to snipe with this thing, or actually take your time with it, and you're trying to be very aggressive with it, you may want to look into a trigger here. You don't lose that much precision at all, and you'll gain over 100 RPMs here. So that's something to think about. But again, you're only at a 20 round box magazine here, so 20 rounds will be eaten up pretty quick if you start increasing your rate of fire. Now this one for me was a no-brainer on the internals. I like the heavy bolt just for what it does. It adds a bit of damage, it adds good drop off. It is one more mod to maintain, but for me, if it was just the damage, I wouldn't use it, but it adds decent drop off, and when you mix that with the sniper ammo, you actually gain a good distance with this gun. So I recommend the heavy bolt. Now the heavy spring and the lightened spring, that's if you're going for a specialty build. Like lightened spring is if you're going for max rate of fire you can get on this. And the heavy spring is maybe if you're trying to set up a nice slow steady build with it, or you're trying to just lay back and snipe with it, or just put down suppressive fire. But really the heavy bolt was where it's at for me. So the barrels here were a little funny to me. The stainless steel barrel, again, it just falls short. It wants to tighten up your accuracy a bit. That's fine if you really want to, but the sighting does the exact same thing, so I went with the sight. The chrome line barrel, it's nice because it only adds damage and range, and it doesn't affect anything else. You're not actually losing any precision for that gain or nothing. So this barrel, it is a straight upgrade. This is something you might want to look at, but the gains are very minimal. As you can see, you're gaining maybe 1 to 2 damage and 1 to 2 damage over range. So it's up to you if you feel like paying for it or not. I personally did not use it. When I ran the bar, I only ran my field adjusted sights, which actually I need to have a look at because I don't have them unlocked anymore. And I ran my match ammo here, and that was about all I ran. And I really liked it. I thought it performed really good at 480 RPMs. It wasn't over the top, it wasn't too unstable. So the 1919, this is the video people have been asking me for, and I swear I'm getting to it. It just deters me, because buyer beware. It doesn't look that big in the picture, but that iron sight is massive. When you're trying to aim with this thing, I feel like I have like 2 garage doors in my face. But we're gonna go over it here. Now the 1919, I actually do kind of like modding this gun, because stock, its damage is below 50, so you're guaranteed at least 3 to 4 hits to kill somebody. But you use the sniper ammo here. Let me take off the other mods so you can see. You can see exactly what's happening. The barrel tube, take it off. Alright, so as it's stock, you can see the damage is kind of lacking for what you'd be hoping for in a gun like this size. But that's where the match ammo comes in. It'll give you a decent little bump, but more importantly, it makes your... Look at this damage drop off you're gaining. That's a pretty big gap that we're closing there. So you're gaining, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage over, 250 meters. At 500 meters, you're gaining about 3 to 4 damage. That's still pretty good. So you mix that in conjunction with some other parts, possibly. It's up to you. If you're trying to go more short range aggressive with it, I really don't recommend ammo. If you really want, you can go with the Birdie Clay. It's going to give you a really nice damage bump, but it's going to turn the gun into more of a close range weapon, so that's on you. I like it being versatile, so I use the match ammo, also known as the sniper ammo on the other sides. The field adjusted sighting, I'm at mixed emotions with it. It doesn't really tighten it up that much for how erratic it is, so I don't know if it really justifies the repairs. I don't run it right now, but I do own it. The trigger I also didn't even bother with. The RPM is fine at 600 to me. I don't want the gun to get too erratic because it's already hard enough to keep on your target with the iron sights. So that's something to think about. If you really want more rate of fire, go for it. You'll gain 120 out of it, but it's going to make it real bouncy. Now, in the internals, I went with the heavy bolt because the damage gain is quite nice when it's mixed with the sniper ammo, and you gain more damage drop off. Or you gain less damage drop off, I should say. So your rounds are doing more damage further down range. That's what you want, and that's what I like to see there. Again, things like the heavy spring and the lightened spring, they either add or subtract rate of fire. That's if you're going for a specialty build, like maxing out the rate of fire. I don't do that with it. So here in the barrel, we can go here. Stainless, again, it just falls so short of what I think it should be doing. It's just not worth it. It tightens up your crosshair just a little bit. But the chrome line barrel does add a decent damage and range buff with the cost of no penalty. So that works really good in conjunction with the heavy bolt internal and the sniper ammo. You can see we got it up to 50 damage a bullet within at least 150 meters here. So it's going to be a very, very lethal setup, and it's controllable this way. Our rate of fire is not through the roof. It's very controllable, but it is a bit pricier to maintain running custom ammo with the internal in the barrel. The ammo is going to run you more than the internal in the barrel, but it's up to you. Again, nothing wrong with the stock ammo. You're still going to be putting out decent damage if you use the bolt and the barrel, but I like to go just all three, make it worth it. The old M1 Garand. I honestly can't stand this gun. I have not used it that much, but there are some golden rules that work for all three of the semi-auto rifles. And that is, all you really need for any semi-automatic rifle to be successful is your sniper ammo, or your match ammo as you call it. Because it's going to put you above 50 damage, which is where you want to be for a 2-shot kill weapon. Granted, or hoping that the enemy does not have a heavyset badge. This will put you at a 2-shot weapon. And it's not going to make it erratic, and by only using the ammo, you're not losing a lot of stability. And look at how much tighter our circle is. Even though we've shifted, we gained a little bit of recoil, that's okay. I find it's a really good trade-off to only use the ammo. But if you wanted to go a stronger, more aggressive build, you could use the Birdie Clay. But again, you're still looking at 2 shots to kill. And you're gaining a lot of damage drop off. Whereas the sniper ammo, you're maintaining your damage up to 100 meters. The Birdie Clay here, you're dropping off. I mean, you start dropping at 50, and that's already bad enough. But after about 60 meters, it looks like, maybe 70 meters, you're gonna need 3 shots to kill somebody. So the match ammo is gonna keep you at 2-shot kill up to 100 meters. I recommend it. Things like the sighting and the scope, it's really up to you. I actually do recommend the scopes on all 3 of the starting semi-automatic rifles. They work very, very well. They almost feel like auto-sniping weapons when using the scope and the sniper ammo together. The trigger, I've never wanted to use on a semi-auto, but you really can if you want. If you want to fire a little bit faster, the precision loss is not horrible, but I don't recommend it. I didn't use it. I think they fire fast enough on their own. Again, you have, under the internals, you have the option of just lightened or heavy spraying. Now these are just modifying your speed. Do you want it to shoot faster, slower? I don't use either one because I really don't want to mess with the stability and the precision anymore. I like it the way it is. The barrel you can possibly add if you're really trying to snipe with this gun. Using the barrel with the sniper ammo, it'll give you a little bit more range, but again, the stainless steel barrel, the range gain is just not there. I guess it is if you want to use it in conjunction with the ammo, but it's just, I don't know, it's just not there for me for the cost, so I don't use it. I think once you unlock a scope for this and you start running the scope with the sniper ammo, then maybe it's time to use the stainless steel barrel because it'll help your scoping a bit. But until then, I wouldn't use it as basic infantry. And I guess I can do a brief little overview of the weapons here, like melee. Weapons like knives, they have the fastest attack speed and they do the most damage, so they're going to be the most lethal, but they also have the shortest range. Shovels, on the other hand, they swing a bit slower, but they have a nice, decent long range on them. So it's up to you if you want to reach further or if you want to just kill faster. And then also the wrench can also be used as a melee weapon, but it suffers from the worst of both worlds. It's actually very slow and it has low damage and low range. So the wrench, because you can repair with it, they didn't want to make it too overpowered of a melee weapon as well, so it's understandable. If you ever find yourself with 1 extra inventory slot and you want to buy some binoculars, you can actually become the squad leader. That's how you squad lead, is with the binoculars. You pull them up and you'll receive commands. You can pick which squads you want to command around by using the numbered keys, and then you left click to command attack or you hit Q to command defend. You just aim at a point and you set whatever you want to do. They're also not bad for just straight up scouting. The scope on them is still very clear and nice, and it's very large too. You can see a lot with it. Although the magnification is not as strong as actual scopes, so keep that in mind too. So now on the explosive side, I always caution everybody when diving into explosives. Let's start with the bazooka here. It's just pricey using rockets. They'll run you, I don't remember the exact cost. I want to say it's somewhere between 300 and 500 credits per rocket. So fire them sparingly. Don't use them against infantry. Use them strictly against tanks or vehicles that you know you can hit. You know, don't try to get risky with them because you will waste money. My personal favorite for dealing with tanks is the captured, well, to me it says captured magnet bomb because I'm on American, but it's normally just, you know, the magnet bomb H3. These are the German magnetic tank stickies, and they'll two-shot any tank regardless of the size. Your most cost-effective means, meaning the most cheapest way to deal with tanks, would have to be landmines. They have the lowest repair cost, but again, they're kind of a chance item. You have to place them in the path of tanks, or try to run up and plant them behind or in front of tanks that are about to drive. You know, stuff like that. When it comes to grenades, it's really up to you what you prefer. Every grenade is different, actually. Like, for instance, the American grenades have a really high splash damage on them, but less less actual damage. So they have more of a splash radius, I should say. The Russian grenades are a bit in the middle. They have a high splash. Well, no, we're gonna call it, they have a medium splash and a medium damage. And then the Germans actually have two tiers of grenade. There's a regular M24, which I actually don't have on this character. This is my American. But I captured these. These are the M24 frag sleeves. These are the tier 2 of the German grenades. Now, German grenades do not have a lot of splash, but they have the highest damage of any grenades if they actually hit. But again, their splash radius is about 5 meters smaller than other grenades. So that's just something to be aware of. And then of course we have the American Throne anti-tank stickies, D's nuts for president of course. And these will take maybe two stickies to kill some of the lighter tanks, but they will run you 3 to kill the bigger tanks. The advantage is you can throw them, you don't have to get in melee range to place them on the tank. Same thing with RPGs, these are nice because they actually explode on contact, there is no timer, and they're going to run you anywhere from 2 to 3 RPGs depending on tank size as well. And then down here you'll see anti-personnel mines. These are a very specialty item. You're not always going to be using these even if you do unlock them. They're mainly for snipers who want to comfortably camp a house and just secure a few doors so they don't have to worry about people coming in beneath them. Or maybe you can use it to defend objectives, doors leading into capture points. But they can get a bit pricey. You have to be careful when you're running out a whole stack of 24. You're looking at, 27 grand 500 to repair it here. So just be careful. So that's about all I got for the American weapons right now, guys. I really hope I helped you out here. Stay tuned, I'm going to do the Axis weapons next. Same kind of discussion, just how I would mod the weapons. And keep in mind, the whole bulletin point of this was just to try to help you save money. You don't need to fully mod the weapons, and you'll notice you can still kill with them. You killed with them when they were factory standard, and you'll continue to kill with them without having to have 5 mods on there, just running your build through the roof. So again, hope I helped you guys out. Take it easy, guys. Cotton out.